recording yet. Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today is Thursday, May 20th. And yeah, you guys just seen today's squat PR attempt. 178.5 kg, which is roughly 393 pounds. And yeah, it was a complete grinder today. So coming into today's training session, like how I usually try to line up my singles for the heaviest week of my training block, I try to do it semi-fatigued, just because I think I mentioned it in a previous video before that I like to try to have a proper gauge about where I'm going to be at if I were to actually compete in a meet. And competing in a meet, I cut down water and food. So coming into a session fatigue, I find that that's generally right where I would be come meet time, just so I don't have unrealistic expectations for myself going into a meet. But yeah, so I feel like I had a decent amount of fatigue coming into today's training session. The 4 training barbell movements that we hit earlier in the week on Monday and Tuesday were all PRs. So the 2-count pause squat, tempo bench, Larson bench, and the beltless 2-count pause deadlift were all PRs. The only thing that I changed, kind of adjusted with my programming coming into today's session, or it wouldn't even be for today's session, it would be for tomorrow's bench session, was after the 2 bench PRs, I just cut off back offs just because I'm feeling super fatigued in my chest. So whenever I know that I'm, or I can tell that I'm overtrained for a training week for bench press, the way that I know that is coming into a session, or even when I'm at home just moving around, I could feel like I have, I guess I can best describe it as like a DOMS type pain, even though I know it's really not DOMS because it lingers for a while when I'm overreaching on bench and fatigue isn't kind of dissipating from day to day. But yeah, I really felt that coming into late last week training sessions, and then earlier this week. So that's the only thing I changed. But yeah, we hit all of our top sets and all of our back offs for the squat and deadlift coming in earlier in the session, earlier in this week's training session. And yeah, a little bit of fatigue in low back, SI area. I kind of felt that after the 2-count pause deadlift. I didn't feel it during the deadlift, so not during the top set or the back offs, but later on that day. So I knew it wasn't that bad. Usually I have sprained my SI joint before, and I know it's bad when I feel it during the session or immediately after the set. So yeah, that's a good way that I gauge how SI has always been like a past issue with me. That's how I gauge how bad it is. But yeah, it's not too bad, just feeling a little bit achy, a little bit sore. Felt like normal aches and pains coming in today's session. So what I did was, last night, I ensured to get at least 8 hours. I think I got between 8 to 8.5 somewhere. I'm not sure exactly what time I fell asleep. But yeah, really focused on sleep yesterday and the day before. I think I got just about 8 hours. So those 2 days, combined with eating a little bit more carbs, not currently tracking right now, but if I had to say a rough estimator, between like 300 to 325 carbs. Still trying to eat relatively healthy foods, less processed foods, mainly what I'm going for. But yeah, overall a great training session. Back was completely smoked after that single. So here, we'll take a look at it. I have a different angle that I recorded on my phone. So bam, there it is. I even had a slight little a wobble in my left leg. My left leg did cave inward slightly, but yeah, overall solid single PR. And yeah, legs were completely smoked also going after that. I did do 2 sets of belt squats. I normally do 4 sets for all my accessory work. but 2 sets of back off, two sets of belt squat, 2 sets of ab roller, 2 sets of calves, just because I do load it on the hack squat, so there is some vertical loading through my spine there. I'm trying to save my back as much as I can up until Saturday's heavy deadlift session, and even for tomorrow's bench session, because I have had problems in the past with max attempts on bench and back cramping up. So yeah, that was pretty much it for today's session, and how I came in today's session, how I prepared myself to try to put forth the best single as possible. And yeah, so later on today, got the first ever Convoy powerlifting team practice plan. I am the powerlifting coach for here at Convoy Strength. We just started this past week. So if you're in the area and the Convoy Strength member and we're interested in joining the team, link in the description to the website, or that'll link you to my phone number, email, or Instagram. You can DM me. So always ways to keep in contact. But yeah, that's it. So I'll probably end today's video right here, and the next time you guys see me will probably be before Friday's heavy competition bench press single. I have a number in mind, and I really don't want to say it, but yeah, so I'll leave it at that right there. So see you guys tomorrow. Your brothers. Come on. Drive it. Come on. Don't give up. Come on. There you go. Woo. Let's go, Kurt. Come on. Drive it. Hey. Come on. Get it. That left shoulder. Get the height. Come on, Kurt. Let's go. Come on, Kurt. Come on, Kurt. Alright, so yeah, that bench complete roller coaster for today's session. Now it is later on in the day. It's about 4:45, so just got done with work. Was super busy after the training session, but we got it. It took us 3 tries to set the new PR at 132.5 kilos, which is roughly 292 pounds. But I knew that weight was there today, and everything I did off this block, basically building up to it, I knew I had the strength for it. What happened the first set and second set were pretty similar actually. When I was coming off my chest, bar drifted back too far, probably because I didn't keep my elbows tucked in before I flared them out. I probably flared them out way too early, so the bar got over towards my head a lot earlier than I would have normally wanted it, and then that caused me to just pretty much use all chest and not using like the arch that I built in the solid base to press the weight up. But first set that happened, like how I said, elbows flared, weight came over the chest. That's where it caused, I did hit that weight, but it moved up and down at that point, but I was still able to muscle it up. Second set, I figured I'd just do the exact same thing, but try to push it smoother. It wasn't until after the second set, after I had failed, probably because I didn't have enough strength in me just to straight muscle up that weight, to try to actually like focus on a fault that was actually going through my head, and it was my close friend Anthony. He was training in the gym at that time. He mentioned about my left shoulder because that's the side he was watching from. So I watched the video maybe about 20-30 times, both videos, in between the second and third attempt. I had it in my mind that I still kind of wanted to do it, but yeah. So third set, going into it, I figured I had the mindset thinking that I was going to keep my elbows tucked in more the entire time, and then that single cue allowed me to press the weight up without the elbows flaring out too far and the weight getting too far over my head, and using all pecs for the lift. Actually used some technique, and yeah, the weight moved how it should have moved the first couple times that we tried to hit that weight. But yeah, overall, really happy. Small chip PR. It's just, I'm pretty sure it's just 1 kg over what I hit last block. But overall, the 3 lifts, or the 2 successful lifts, even though I failed the first lift, it was still like way faster than what I hit 131.5 kilos 6 weeks ago. So the 132.5 today, especially after the third attempt, it was, I mean, I wouldn't say it was easy, but it was smoother than the 131.5. Granted, I did catch a back cramp at that weight six weeks ago, but back cramping has been a problem that I have had when reaching for heavier weights, heavier weight selection in the bench press. So yeah, no back cramp today. Hit it 3 times, so something is going right. Able to hit the top end weights without the back cramping, and yeah, overall solid set. Yeah, going up to that third attempt, I really had 2 voices in my head. So I'm trying to play coach and athlete at the same time. I'm trying to wear 2 different hats. The coaching side was like, you should have this weight. It's there today, even though you're coming in with a bunch of fatigue, with everything that you've done this block, the way that you hit previous top sets before, the way that you've hit your back sets and back off sets and other singles, that weight is there. Especially even though there was some fatigue going in, like how I mentioned, pecs are still sore. They've been sore for like almost a week now. But yeah, no back off sets for the PRs earlier in the week for the variation of the bench presses that we did. But yeah, still a little bit sore, but it moved away just like how I planned it should. And then on the other hand, I had the athlete mentality going into this set. Yeah, and I was thinking, like, I'm seeing everybody up here around me, like even in my weight class, starting to put up heavier and heavier weights. And yeah, 300 plus. And that's just motivating me because, you know, I don't want to get left behind. So yeah, that was really my mindset going in. Nothing was going to stop me from hitting that weight today, pretty much. Even if I failed it on that third time, I mean, I don't want to say it, but I probably would have attempted it another time, just because I knew that weight was there today, and yeah, pretty much proved that. Hit it on the third attempt, but yeah. So now I have that kind of I know what I have to do when the weight gets into heavy maximal bench press sets. I know what cues I have to have in my head. So just having that experience today with that weight, it was the benefit outweighed the risk today with that specific weight, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, definitely learned a lot, and grew as a person after those 3 attempts. But yeah, so probably cut off today's video here. About to head home. Super tired. I'm gonna make sure I get in that rest and maybe a tiny bit of extra carbs before the deadlift session tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. See if we can finally go 3 for 3 for comp lifts. At least, I mean, I'm still gonna count this 2 for 3 hitting this bench. If I hit this bench, if I hit tomorrow's deadlift, 3 for 3 for all comp lift PRs for a single block. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll just go out there and give it our best. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, so yeah, you guys just seen that. We just finished our training session for today. Max deadlift 242.5 kilos. Originally, let me set this thing up. Originally, coming into today, when last night when I was getting ready to go to bed, laying down in bed, I could feel something up with the collarbone, something at the inner SC joint. But that's just from attempting that max that max bench for 3 times. So I mean, I can't knock myself for doing it, but definitely learned a lot from that session, and I don't regret doing that because I think I figured out some things that I wouldn't have figured out otherwise. But yeah, keeping that in mind, I was kind of paying attention to my shoulder as I'm getting ready. You know, even like putting on my shirt, reaching overhead, it still kind of feels achy. And warming up. So coming into today, as I was warming up, I knew today was not going to be even close to the best day, maybe not even a good day. But as I was warming up, hit the last attempted planned warm-up, which was 237.5 kilos. And in my head, I wanted to, coming into the today's session before I was warming up, I wanted to hit 245. And I made the call to just do a small jump from 237 to 242.5 kilos. And that was definitely the right move. I had to get fully mentally prepared. Took ammonia. I did take ammonia for the last bench attempt also. So yeah, that really gets me awakened. Not overly aroused, so like I'm not seeing like black or stars the entire time like some people. I can still tell what's going on. I just feel a lot more energized and ready to go. And yeah, slapped on the 242, and it moved exactly the way that it should have. So that was a plus. We finally ended a deadlift block with a heavy single and not failing it. So 242.5 kilos is about 534 pounds. So that is a success in my mind, if you ask me. We hit our heaviest deadlift single on the last block with a lot of extra fatigue, not only from the deadlift fatigue coming from earlier in the week from our previous secondary deadlift day and squat day, but also this shoulder thing that I had going on. So like stabilizing and everything, I did feel it during the warm-ups and a little bit for every single set. But we were able to stabilize just enough to move that weight. So yeah, that's a huge win. Nice success got some great momentum going into this next block. I'm gonna hit this deload hard now, really, really hard. So I'm probably gonna cut off a bunch of back offsets for the lifts. I'm gonna definitely play by feel, but already probably one training session back offset, at least for one squat day and one deadlift day is going to be cut off completely. At least one bench day also, maybe multiple bench days. And then the secondary bench day, I normally have top sets and 3 back offs for the other days. They're going to play that by feel also, and I'm not going to be afraid to pull away some sets just to get that extra recovery in, because we are officially signed up for a meet. It's going to be November Saturday, November 14th, Iron Office up in Fresno. So yeah, really excited. Check out the roster. We have a handful of 59s, which is really weird. Usually going into local meets, maybe one other 59 besides me is what I'm used to. But yeah, I think there was 4 or 5, so it's gonna be fun. Yeah, gonna have some competition there. So yeah, really excited. Exactly 12 weeks out from today. So yeah, gonna figure out how we're gonna arrange things. Probably gonna be 8 weeks, 4-week peak. Yeah, something pretty simple, just like that. Slowly build back into the meet. Looking to hit competition PR total. Should be a decent PR total from what we've hit. From actually, Raw Nats was my last meet, but it wasn't my best meet. My best meet was the IPF, NAPF regionals in Costa Rica. 525 kilo total, I think is what I hit. So that was roughly 1155. So yeah, definitely looking to build upon that. Gonna get this successful building block in, hopefully gain some momentum going into the peak and going into the meet. So yeah, that's the plan. Officially signed up for a meet. Really excited for it. Really wanted to do a meet this year because I had already paid for my usapl membership for the year, because the going into the zoo culture meet, you have to have the membership paid before you signed up for the meet. So yeah, we went ahead and did that, and yeah, no other meets closer to us here in SoCal, so settling for that meet up there. But yeah, it's gonna have to do. So traveling, we're gonna have travel as another factor in there. Same thing for any national meet that I've done. We're gonna have travel factored in there for our weight cut, and we're gonna have to figure some things out. But no meet goes according to plan. You're always gonna have to roll with the punches, make adjustments on the fly, and yeah, I kind of enjoy doing that. I remember for Raw Nationals 2 years ago up in Washington, my family had wanted to do a road trip from where the meet was to Seattle, which is a couple-hour drive. So I was water loading, had my last heavyish meal 2 days out, what I normally did, and did the higher calorie volume food, more calorically dense foods, less volume of foods. I had all that with fast food, McDonald's, peanut butter that I packed. Yeah, did all that on the fly. Was able to make weight perfectly fine. So definitely know how to roll with the punches for kind of making things happen. But yeah, so that's good. Excited for this meet. So that's it for this video. That's it for the last building block before starting meet prep, and hopefully we can keep this momentum going. So just recap of this training blocks total. So 242.5 deadlift, bench day before that we hit 132.5, and then the squat we hit 178.5 kilos. So a 553.2 kilo block, which is again highest total for any block, and we hit those singles in the last week. So we got timing down. Timing was a big thing, and still need to work on that. But yeah, fatigued coming into singles. I'm always doing the fatigue, how I mentioned before, just to get a little bit of stress in there, because cutting is going to have stress. So I'm not going to have a perfect meet with my training maxes that I'm going to have. But yeah, hit these numbers with a relatively decent amount of stress, especially for deadlifts. And we got it done. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.